Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Laurie Brown and today we're going to talk about why you should never date your rebound. So if you're new to this channel, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and let's just get straight into this video. Dating a rebound has never been a good idea. In fact, I feel like I've spent the majority of my life dating a rebound. You know, when you date someone that you really fall in love with, and then after that relationship breakdown, you're left feeling quite vulnerable and very, very lonely. And so you start to seek any type of companionship just to not be alone. What really happens is that we want someone to naturally fill that void. And so we create this person in our heads from imagination, and whoever comes across with a heartbeat, regardless of whether they meet those attributes or not, we will make sure that we fantasize over the attributes that we want to the point where we only see those things in that person out of desperation sometimes. And it's not a healthy place to be. And have you ever been in a situation where you've dated someone who is quote unquote your rebound, and after a few weeks or after about 2 months, you start to feel guilty because you realize the reason why you got with them in the first place was because you were vulnerable and you just wanted someone by your side? So I've got 5 reasons why you should never date your rebound. So let's go through them right now. So the first reason is that you're emotionally unavailable, which means you don't have the ability to connect with the new partner that you have chosen. And the reason why you haven't got that ability is because your heart and your mind is really set on your ex-partner. You haven't managed to deal with the pain of the breakup. You haven't managed to emotionally detach yourself from that person, because it is quite a painful process to go through. When you break up with someone, it's almost like they are not around to the point where you have to grieve them. And if you don't take on that grieving process and you move on quite quickly, what tends to happen is that when you move on, you're in a false emotional state because you don't want to deal with the pain. But what you have to understand is that regardless of how long you can keep that facade up, you will still ultimately feel that pain during the relationship with your rebound. And that's not great. And on the flip side of things, if you're emotionally unavailable, it means that the person that you are with, the rebounded person, they will never get the best out of you. They will never be able to satisfy you in any way. And they'll be constantly chasing you as a person because you haven't been able to let your guard down. And what that does is it damages the other person. It lowers their self-esteem. It makes them feel unwanted. And they decrease their value because of the way you're treating them. So the second reason why you shouldn't date your rebound is because there's a lack of a genuine connection. And when the connection isn't genuine, it means that they're a temporary distraction from your reality. And that lack of genuine connection can create a shallow relationship where there isn't any depth to it. You're not really getting to know each other. It's almost like having a fun time at a surface level, but you're not really invested in that person, so you can't give them your all. And that can really hurt, because as much as I'm talking about it from our perspective, the ones going into a rebounded relationship, I've also been on the receiving end of that. And when you realize that you are at the receiving end of that, it hurts you more than if you were in a real relationship, because you almost feel like you've been manipulated in some way. I've been in a situation where I've been the rebounded girlfriend and they've got straight back with their ex and never spoken to me again. And to me, my feelings were real. To me, the relationship was real. And I was always trying my best to make that relationship better because I felt like there was a lack. And through my effort came emotional exhaustion, and you realize that your effort is misplaced because that person never really wants you, but you've actually developed real feelings. So it can be a disaster. The next point why you shouldn't date your rebound is the potential for hurt. You're both living in different realities of the situation and you're not really aligned on the same path. Okay, so the next reason why you shouldn't date your rebound is because there is a delay in personal growth. This is my favourite point, because we're not looking at the other person anymore in terms of how we're affecting them. We're looking at ourselves. And this has been one of the reasons why I even started this YouTube channel. Because as you know, I have monkey barred from relationship to relationship whilst I was in my 20s. And so that lack of growth from relationship to relationship has been something I have struggled with, to the point where I ended up dating the same exact person time and time again. So now that I'm in my 30s after my marriage, I have decided to take time out for myself to really heal from previous relationships. And when you heal, you start to grow, because you get out of the victimized mentality that all men are trash and nobody really likes you and you're not really good enough. And you start to realize that your actions haven't aligned with your words. You haven't really healed properly. So you've made decisions that may seem as bad decisions, but really they're coping mechanisms. You know, going from relationship to relationship is because I don't want to be lonely. So this is the way that I have chosen to cope, but doesn't mean it's the healthiest way to do it. So it really does delay personal growth if you don't heal from the relationship that is hurting you. And I know it's a scary thing to do, but it has to be done if you want to have a relationship moving forward, which is more of a healthy one. As you get older, people go through experiences. I don't judge anyone who has gone through the experience, whether I believe it's a good decision they made or a bad one. What I judge them on is their thought process after the fact and the lessons that they have learned for themselves to make them a better person. Because that is what you're going to take into the next relationship. It is the lesson. It is the new way of doing things. And that in itself is a blessing to the next person. So the last thing I've got on my list is the risk of repeating patterns. As I've just explained, going from one relationship to another and not learning anything, it's like going from one job to another in a short period of time. You don't actually develop skills, right? You don't actually develop any backbone in some cases. And this is why when people look at your CVs, they're looking at the longevity of how long you've been in a job, because they want to know that you have a certain amount of knowledge before you have moved on to the next job role. And if you keep on going from job role to job role, they know that there isn't any depth in your knowledge and there isn't any depth in your learning. So you can't acquire new skills without learning from your mistakes. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you've enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one. Take care guys.